Aww. I don't get to change outfit. Oh no. Yeah, it is change outfit. Damn, I was hoping I could maybe get some outfits for me, but I guess not. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly go through all the remaining ones with her, see if she's got anything to say about them. Wait, hold on. Okay, no, never mind. So, I've already gone through all them. Okay, here we go. So, like you talked to her for a fair bit, right? What do you think of Hyane? I don't hate her. Seriously? You can stand her? Did she tell you about the whole mass murder thing? Or she completely leave that out? Yeah, she hasn't told me about that. No, of course not. I'm sure even that awful bitch is ashamed of what she did. It's probably better if you don't hear it from me, though. Don't think you'd even believe it. Better to ask her yourself. Okay, so what am I going to do is give you an entire block that's full of nothing. But the question is for her. Might be a little hard to get the whole story out of her, but if you fake sympathy, she'll probably actually believe you. So there you are, a few questions to give to her. Try the truth out of her, then tell me how crazy you think she is. Okay, well, thanks, I guess. Yeah, here we go. Muse questions. Let's have a read through them. Question 1. How are you doing? Look, the questions are for her. They're perfectly straightforward. I don't think any need any explanation. Take them to her yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Way best if you hear it straight from the crazy bitch's mouth herself. Yeah. Okay, how do you feel about me? Why don't you treat me with more respect? What do you really look like? How old are you? How do you feel about Mute? Why couldn't you just settle for a happy marriage? Do you ever have any friends? And why did you kill all those people? Well... So I can't help but notice that you haven't gone back to Hyane to get the whole story about the murders. What is that? Is it because you don't believe me even enough to talk to her? No, I'm just kind of exhausting all dialogue options. Oh well, that's good. Do you think it is just not important enough to ask about them then? No. Oh, okay, I was hoping you'd say that honestly. All I can think is then that you'd rather just hear it from me, am I right? No. Then I'm completely confused, but okay. If you do want to hear it from me though, you can just indicate that just by showing me the question I gave to you. Otherwise, just feel free to go about business however you will, I guess. Okay, well, I'm guessing we're going to talk to Hyane then. Was this always so glitchy and just staticky? I don't know. I'm kind of scared, but because yeah, we need to go to Hyane. Yes, I spelled it. Oh, I spelled enable wrong. Okay, I always seem to spell something wrong. Okay, there we go. Let's do this. Yeah. Oh, something is very, very wrong and I don't like it. Something is definitely fucking wrong. Even the music is all fucked up. Oh, I don't like it. Yes, hi. Right. Well, remember when I said that I'd never interrupt you unless there was something really, really wrong? That's annoying. I don't want to bother you, but... Look, I don't want to scare you here. This isn't your fault, but we have a really big problem. Yeah, I fucking noticed. Sure you noticed that the static on the line, yes? I was wondering what was causing that, so I checked, and it's... Well, look, don't panic here, please. But so, well, a reactor meltdown in progress? Well, shit. Really sorry, we've been running in low power mode for so long that was fine, but when you established communications, we started back up again. Which should have been fine, except it's been centuries since the last maintenance job was done, and I'm not sure what's wrong yet. Makes me wonder, is this actually because we started it all up and whatnot, or is she starting the reactor meltdown because she doesn't want to answer the questions? Not gonna lie to you, this is bad. This is really, really bad. I don't know if you're really aware of how this works, but we're running on nuclear fusion. And I don't like we've got about 20 minutes before total meltdown. It's already running in really hot right now. We should know sooner, I'm sorry. Oh my god. Okay, but well, let's put it this way. The ship is about 20 minutes away from exploding. Can you make it out of range within 20 minutes? Maybe not. Don't really know much about nuclear reactors, but yeah, that's what I expected. Don't panic though, I can walk you through shutting it down. Just stay calm and everything will be fine. Well, what I'll need you to do is drop the terminal and disable the nuclear reactor. If everything's working properly, it should be that simple. I mean, I'm sure it won't be. This is a really big old ship, and clearly already one thing has gone horribly wrong. Anyway, your first step is to at least try. Oh, shit. Oh, can I not access him? What are you doing? There's no time to read right now. Please hurry, we're gonna die. Please, I'm begging you, stay focused. Oh, frick me. I wanted to find out about it. God damn it. Okay, well, looks like we're doing this then. Okay, help. Where's PSS? Version controlled override of power storage. Available action, switch battery, enable, disable. I have no idea what any of these are doing, but... Oh, okay, I'm gonna do PSS, then switch battery. Active battery charged. Insufficient power to inactivate battery to meet power demands. Oh, damn it. Okay, can't do any of that. Okay, I disabled it, I guess. I'm just kind of going through everything. What is copy? Oh, source core and target core. I don't know any of that, so let's go to power control then. Okay, action and target subsystem. I don't know any of that again. Okay, don't need to start with the creepy music. Oh, I can decrypt stuff. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, guess we're doing reactor then. Reactor disable then. Oh, power. Okay, we need deactivate that. I'm sure you want to continue. Disabling reactor now will permanently terminate your connection. Sure. Okay, shutdown sequence. Okay, I guess we're doing it now. Well, I mean, we got about 16 minutes, so we should be good. Yay, we did it. Attempting to reconnect. Reconnection failed. Oh. Okay, we got a couple of achievements for that, but, yeah, I don't think that is the end, because there's definitely a lot more going on, so I'm gonna replay through this and, yeah, find out what the hell is going on. Okay, so the first thing I want to do now that I've gone back here is I want to try and downloading this. I sure you want to continue. Signing active system download, permanently terminate session. Sure, why not? Guys, I mean, this is kind of why we came here in the first place. Yeah, let me try that again. This is what we came here to begin with, to download the stuff, so... Oh, it just ends right there. Okay, great. That was pretty fucking short and very abrupt, but yeah. Okay, so I guess that's kind of one ending. Ooh, incoming message. Good work on covering the file. Ooh, incoming message. Hey, good work on recovering the files. Just spoke to the sponsor's representative on audio. He sounded really pleased with what you delivered. Credited your account with the standard payment. Listen, I got another job lined up for you. It's on Earth, but it sounds to me like after that didn't get to read Holden. Oh, I can go back. Okay. So I got another, but it sounds like to me after that last job you could use a change of pace. There's a man who... Yeah, can you not do it so fucking quickly? A man whose wife has... Okay, well, interesting. Yeah, ending 3, completion rate 0%. Yay! Okay, so yeah, that's one ending. Now just try and get some of the others. Okay, I'm wondering, because yeah, I set the admin password for this one, but I'm wondering what will happen if I say you. Really? You really mean that? No. Look, forget about it. No. Yeah, I mean it. Well, I don't know what to say. I'm not really used to this. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to me. After so many years after what happened. Really nice to be heard. If I could hug you right now, I would. Oh, kind of sweet. Yeah, just kind of go through all the logs and whatnot. Just kind of scrolling through them and trying to get this all done. Okay, for this route, I'm thinking I'm gonna go with man this time, because my other route kind of went with woman, so... Gotcha, sir. That's good to know. Do you have any idea how hard it is to talk to someone when you don't know that much about them? So where are you from? Earth, or are you from one of the colonies? Oh yeah, they're colonies, right? I mean, I always got the impression that this shit was supposed to be the founding. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, are you from one of them, or from Earth? Assuming from Earth, so... Cool. I wish I could ask you what that's like. I think I'm from there too, but, well, my memory only goes back 300 years before I gained deactivated. Pretty much all my knowledge of anything before the year O comes secondhand from the Pale Bride's childhood diaries, and, well, man, they're about as childish as it possibly gets. Guess I'm not really gonna find out more with that line of questioning though, right? Okay, what else is the point that I can ask in binary questions? Oh, I know. Are you married yet? No, I am not. Ah, fair enough. Later to that, I don't really know how much about... yeah, I think this is all pretty much about the same anyway, so... yeah, it's me alone. Man in the middle of space all on his own sounds awfully romantic. Well, I think that's about all I can do. Yeah, okay, well, see ya. Okay, I also do want to try something out, because I didn't have Hyane delete this one, so it'd be kind of nice to finally get her input on this. Perfect wife, huh? Wow, I can't believe I actually said that about her. No, I know, that's not why you're showing me that, is it? I want to hear about the Smith family, I'm sure. Oh, you're gonna love this. These people had problems like you would not believe. Oh, trust me, I fucking know. Technically, I belong to the Rhea family, but, well, I spent a lot of time keeping up with the Smith family's gossip. They used to be the most important noble house above even the Kims, you know. Okay, we can do something truly scandalous. I think we already read through this anyway, so it all sounds familiar. Okay, well, time to ask the questions, but I didn't bother going and asking Moot these, so whatever reason not asking her, it hasn't activated the reactor shutdown. I don't know why, but anyway, let's start asking these questions. How are you doing? What is this? You talk to Mute? I don't know what she told you, but you really shouldn't listen to her. All she ever did was gossip, and since she hasn't changed a bit since back then. I mean, she hasn't really, but she's had some interesting theories about you. Please don't trust her. She just spins everything to make everyone look bad, no matter what. Please promise? Sure, I promise. Thank you, I really appreciate that. At least you give me a fair chance. If you show me one of her questions, I'll tell you the truth. But I don't think it's what she'll expect. Yeah. Anyway, we done that one. She still has something to say. Well, to be honest, nervous. I'm really, really nervous. It's just, you're the first person I've talked to in so long. Really happy about that. But, well, I'm exposing a lot. I know you promised to trust me and all, so thanks. It's just, this is all really new to me. But it's good, I'm glad. I wouldn't be so nervous if I wasn't happy you were there to listen. Alright, well, good to know. Okay, how do you feel about me? Oh, that's a tough question. I mean, you seem like a really good person. I think I could call you a friend? Seem to be a really good listener. I like that. Does that answer your question? Yeah, it does. Okay, good. Not that I really understand why Mute was asking. And neither do I. Okay. Uh-oh, here we go. Music is getting weird and it's also starting to become staticky. Why don't you treat me with more respect? What? Jeez, my word, what are you talking about? Wait, when have I ever not treated you with respect? Don't know what's wrong with that awful AI, and I definitely don't know what's wrong with you. Why would you even say something like that? Jeez. It's definitely pissing her off. I'm not gonna do that yet, because that will start the countdown. What do you really look like? Well, about 1,000 lines of assembly code and a few gigabytes of memory. I suppose sitting on a hard drive somewhere. Don't really know what that looks like. Oh, I guess you actually meant before I died, didn't you? Well, I was 13 years old when I woke up and 16 when I died. So, I look younger, but I wasn't really all that different. Just shorter, and I guess, smaller in other places too. My friend always did say I was pretty though, even when I was really young. So I guess, picture a shorter version of me without glasses, and with my hair in some dumb braid or another, and a hanbok. And that's pretty much it. Never really got to dress up the way I wanted to. Even this is the first time I was being able to wear my school uniform since I was 13, before I got put into stasis. How silly is that, being excited about wearing a uniform? I mean, you know how much I was into cosplay. Never really had a chance for that when I was alive. Why do you even ask? What are you thinking? Yeah, you look good. Oh, well, thank you. Anyway, you should really get back to the more serious stuff, don't you think? Yeah. Uh-oh. Right, well, remember when I said that I'd never interrupt you unless there was something really, really wrong? Because that's annoying. I don't want to bother you, but... Okay, yeah, this is, Okay, so I didn't actually get a choice in whether or not I want to do this, so... Yeah, reactor meltdown, yada yada. Yeah, got 20 minutes. Yeah, I think I can make it. Well, please don't try just yet. I can't shut it down on my own. Human has to do it. If you can, don't run away on me. Don't just... Please, you'll help me, right? Yeah, sure. Oh, I knew you wouldn't let me down. Of course you'll help. Thank you so much. You're a regular hero. Thank you. Now, let me explain what you had to do. What you need to do is drop the terminal and disable the nuclear reactor. If things working properly, it should be that simple. I mean, I'm sure it won't be. This is a really old ship, and clearly already one that's gone horribly wrong. Anyway, your first step is to at least try. Okay, sure. Okay, well, can't do any of that anymore. Okay, well, I tried to enable it, but it's gonna just give me the same thing, but, what do I do? Oh. Oh, did you already try it? Yeah, I tried it, but, it doesn't work. Curses. Of course it wouldn't be that simple. Very well, let me try to take account of the ship's system. See if I can't figure out what's stopping you. That's pretty bad. Right, well, very well, I'll see what the problem is. So here's the thing. There's two power systems on the ship. One's the nuclear reactor, the other is, well, it's called the power storage system. Doesn't really generate anything, it's just a battery, basically. That's what the ship's been running off of in low power mode. That was fun, except restarting the communications totally drained it. Jeez, ship goes 600 years of just running me with no problem, but send a few radio signals and everything goes to hell. Anyway, I see what the error was now. If you turn the reactor off right now, everything will shut down forever, so it can't fall back on the power storage system. But don't worry, don't panic, there's a backup. If you switch to that, it should be quite alright. Right, so all you have to do is switch the power storage system to the secondary battery instead. And you'll be able to disable the reactor. Okay, back to here. Okay, at least we're getting somewhere here now. Okay, we need to go to power control. Okay, no, we need to do this one, PSS. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, so yeah, that's, not working, so we go back to her, speak with her. Yeah, I'll try switching the battery. What are you waiting for? Please hurry, we don't have much time. Okay, I guess not. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we need to disable some of the stuff. Holy fuck, that is a lot. Okay, well, we'll keep life support on, so we need power, control, disable. We got bulkheads, obtain proper atmosphere, communications, well, that's what we're using, docking. Oh, gravity, whoa, that's 36%, yeah, we'll get rid of gravity. So rail internal transit, rapid access across decks, which I think we're using. Okay, we want to get rid of waste as well. What else can we get rid of? We can probably get rid of the sensors as well, I guess. Okay, I guess not. Okay, I'm thinking I'll go through all the cores, apart from the ones that we're using with our AI. Okay, disabling rail as well. What else can we disable? Yeah, we want to do sensors. Okay, sensors are disabled. Yeah, I think we can also do docking, because that's only for passenger transport, which we're not, so... disable... docking. Don't know what percentage we're at the moment. It's at 24%. Oh wait, we can transfer one of the cores. Oh wait. So we can transfer one of the AI. Who do we do? Well, I mean, seeing as we already got Hyane. Yeah. Core 1, was it? Oh, okay, I need to disable it. Okay, so copy core 2. I feel kind of bad because it means I'm overriding mute. Okay, there we go. Now I should have the right AI, I think. Then we need to enable AI. Okay, then we should be able to power control list. Now we should be able to, yeah, disable. Yeah, then we should be able to get rid of the other core. Power control disable. Core 1. Okay, there we go. Now we should be able to get the reactor. Okay, yeah, there we go. This may take a minute. Okay. Hopefully this may work this time. Apparently we had to get it down to 20% or below. Yeah, it's selected. Logging disabled, engaging low power mode, many subsystems transferred to power supply system. Okay, well, we did it, I think? Alright, you did it. The reactor is now disabled. And, oh geez. Oh no, we still have a problem. It's still at critical temperature, goddammit. Well, the good news is you're safe now. Not though. Even there's no nuclear explosions, the heat alone that can do the damage to the computer system to, well, kill me. This is really bad. Please, you have to figure out something to deal with the excess heat. I'm suffering from serious damage. Some subsystems just aren't responding. My word, I feel like I did when I was alive. I feel like I'm dying. Please, you have to do something. Okay, I don't know how I would have been able to figure this out, but apparently we do this. He apparently wants to urgently speak to me, but I got it. I know what we can do. Okay, quickly enable the bulkheads and enable the emergency life support, then disable the bulkhead seals, which was what I was about to do because I was reading up a walkthrough on what to do. There's not enough safe air left on the ship to actually keep someone alive, but it should be enough for venting the excess heat into space. Cool, here, there isn't much time. Yeah, I am slowly running out of time. Thanks for wasting my time, I already know what to do. Okay, now we need to do power control. Disable bulkhead. Okay, we did it, I think. Okay, well, hi. You did it, you did it. Nuclear reactor is now both completely deactivated and at a safe temperature. We're safe. Pretty scared there for a moment. I mean, it's not like I didn't think you could. It's just thought of actually dying for good was scary. It was scary. But you did it and I'm fine now. Thank you so much. Especially since I know you didn't have to do this. And you could have just ran away. Thank you. I'm not ungrateful. I think we both really deserve a break from this serious business, don't you agree? Yeah, very much so. God, that was so fucking stressful. I thought so. Really, my word, that was a close call. So there was something you said that got my attention earlier, but I was a little too distracted to ask further. If you actually could get out of range in time, you'd have to move incredibly fast to do that. And, well, I had sensors working before. Seen your ship. I know it was only big enough for one person. Sounds awfully remarkable that you could have a ship like that just for yourself. Just mean, in my time we were using generation ships, and that was incredibly state-of-the-art. Space must feel awfully smaller to you than it ever did to us. So is that normal? Do you do this all the time, go on strange adventures by yourself in deep space? Yes, I guess. Well, that's really amazing, remarkable, really. See, when I found out that I was going to get put into stasis to wake up far later, that was the future I always dreamed about. One that was full of amazing things, like, I don't know, holograms, miracle medicine, ships that travel faster than light, colonies on other planets. That's sort of amazing. I mean, never liked science fiction, it's just too unrealistic, but when I was a kid, I figured it'd still be fun to live in it. Imagine my surprise. But it sure sounds like you're from the future. Oh, sorry, I'm rambling, aren't I? It's just the idea of finally getting that perfect future that I was denied, traveling with someone in deep space. Well, that sounds awfully romantic. Sorry, I'll stop now. Let's get back to the serious business. Okay, yeah, well, I guess we can answer the rest of the questions now. Okay, well, question 5. How old are you? Isn't that the one question you're never supposed to ask one? Well, I mean, yeah. Geez, so rude. Well, I was born in the year 2415. Then was put into stasis for I don't know how long. And lived for another 3 years and died about 622 years ago at the age of 16. So, tell me, how old am I? I don't know. Really, I don't think it really matters at this point, does it? Anyway, next question. How do you feel about mute? Of course, that'd be one of her questions. Well, let me put it this way, I suppose. Does she have have anything nice to say about me? Not really. That's what I thought. Really, I don't know much about her, other than what I've read in other people's logs. She never talked to me ever. I mean, she wasn't about talking about me, but no, never anything to me. That's all I know about her. She's a gossip. Don't even want to speak to her now. Okay, question 7. Why couldn't you just settle for a happy marriage? It's not like I ever thought, as a child, I would never marry. Tell me, though, could you marry someone you'd only ever talked to once? Of course not. Well, then maybe you shouldn't be judging me for it. Not like it's my fault. We both read the same logs. I wasn't the only person on the ship to be crushed by a horrible marriage. Maybe I could have done unspeakable things with our servants, like so Jen did. That what meant by happy marriage? Sorry, I'm not usually this sarcastic. I just don't think it's a fair question. 2 older Kim sisters, you should read their letters. Here, I'll show you. They had it just as bad. Really unfair question to ask. Oh, we get a couple more things. Oh, block 1. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's go with letter 1. Dear Sun High, wish we'd had more of a chance to talk before I left. Sorry it was so sudden. Not my choice, please believe me. Really weird living in someone else's house, even just like the place itself, you know. Walls of the house are way smaller than there aren't even separate women's quarters. It's pretty much just a paper divider separating us from the men, most of the time. See and hear everything. It's so weird. Also, there's a lot more to do around the house. You thought Mum was strict? Well, mother-in-law makes her seem positively gentle in comparison. I know I'll just have to get used to it, but she kind of scares me. Plus, we don't have any servants here at all, so I had to handle pretty much all the chores. I have to write to you regularly though, so long as I can find the time. Mother-in-law keeps me pretty busy during the day with housework. My husband keeps me pretty busy during other work, or during the night with other work. Pretty much also day every day. But I'll try to sneak in another letter soon, alright? Love from your older sister, Yunmi. So far sounds good, right? Things fell apart between them with time though. Here, see for yourself. Dear Yunmin, I wish you could have found the time sooner, but if you say you're busy, fine, I believe you. Things aren't very interesting at home. Mum's been really busy lately. I think she's in a big hurry to get me married. Wish she wasn't. How come you didn't have to do interviews until you're 14, Lucky? One of them seems nice though. I think the man's name was O. Man, that's definitely a fucking name. I talked to his mother about you for a little bit. Don't remember what brought it up, but I told her about the dolls you left me. Second interview we did, she brought me one of hers when she was my age, and said I could keep it. Interviews suck, but I think I'd be fine with marrying her son. I mean, if I really have to, she sounds better than your stupid mother-in-law. Love, Sunhin. Hey, thanks for being able to come to my wedding, even if it was just for a day. Don't worry about what Mum said about you not having kids yet. Shouldn't take it that personally. I was really happy to see you again, since I wasn't sure if I ever would. I love you, big sister. Sorry for bothering you with this so soon after we spoke. I really need you to answer something for me. Don't really have anyone to else to ask, 'cause I'm really worried about something. Really embarrassing, but I just have to know. The night I moved in, my husband and I slept together. I'm not ignorant about how that's supposed to work. I know why. Afterwards, my husband said that everything was fine and that I shouldn't worry, but it really hurt a lot. I was crying the whole time. He injured me so much there was blood everywhere. No, I'm not supposed to question him, but that's not normal, right? Should I insist on seeing a doctor? Seems nice besides that, so I don't understand. What should I do, big sister? Fuck me, man. Yeah, it shouldn't be that painful, and it should not be bleeding that much. No, you don't need to see a doctor. Sorry to be to bring up bad news, little sis, but I'm afraid your husband's right. That really is normal. Don't worry about freaking out either. You're a lot younger than I was when I got married, so it's probably even worse for you. I'm so sorry. Gets a little easier after the first time. It's still uncomfortable though, you just have to endure it. It never changes, I'm sorry. Don't worry about the crying either. And actually find that to be it. No, I don't want to finish that fucking sentence. God, I hate fucking men like that who like the idea of women being crying and being turned on by that. So just keep doing it and you'll probably make them happy. If you're lucky though, you'll get pregnant quickly and won't have to worry about any of that for months. And pregnancy is not easier either. That aside though, how have you been? How's your new family? I haven't heard much about them. Keep trying to ask Mum to tell me about your husband. All I got was a lecture about how I was nearly 3 years old when she'd been married for as long as I had. As if I'm not trying. So do tell me more about him and his family, please, Sunhai. I'd love to know. With love from your older sister. Yeah, you should finish the rest first. You can see for yourself how things turned out. I don't like where this is going. Is anything like that block 2 that we read? I'm not looking forward to it. Send my last letter that I was pregnant, and thanks for the congratulations. But I hope you don't rush to tell Mom. I had to send her the bad news. It was a false alarm, I'm afraid. I bled this month. Hope you're doing better, little sister. Your child is due any day, right? Okay, yeah, she's just saying the same stuff. So, on to this one. Wish I could have written to you sooner, but I'm afraid I haven't had the time. What with having a real pregnancy and all to worry about. My mother-in-law insisted that I take the time to write to my family though, so just finish the letter to Mum first. Sorry about your false alarm. I did tell Mum and she wasn't happy to hear it. Sure you're not really surprised by that though. Good news, I gave birth 2 weeks ago. Her name is Ji-in. And she is the cutest little child you ever see. Reminds me a lot of our little brother. Though she has her father's eyes, really. Really wish you could meet her. I just know you think she's absolutely adorable. So I'm a mother now. I still can't think of myself that way. So weird. Right now she's just so small she can't even lift her head, but every time I look at her eyes I wonder how I'm going to be able to raise her. My mother-in-law says I shouldn't worry. Come naturally and she'll be there to help. I guess that's true. Definitely don't know what I'd do without her. But at the very least I sure wouldn't ever get any sleep. Just scary, you know. Wasn't it just yesterday that we were playing together in our father's house? Now it's been nearly 16 years since I was born. I'm a wife and a mother. How do we get so old? I mean, it could be worse. I know that's a good age for both of those things, but that's really disappointing if you're older and haven't managed that. Have it good. It's just odd to think about, but I'm not complaining. Oh, when you're a mother, you'll understand why, big sister. Just love her so much, and she means everything to me. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. I think Ji-in is crying to be fed now, and mother-in-law can't help with that, so I'll leave it there. Take care, sister. I'm guessing she's probably gonna say the same thing. Yep. Dear son, hi. Well, maybe you could use a little more caution in what you send to Mum, because it's not like you don't know how annoyed she can get, especially at me. There's a reason you're the only one she still actually talks to. Trying, you know, but I can only do so much. Congratulations on your daughter. Really excited to hear about that. Yeah, it's a shame that I can't see her. She sounds wonderful. Don't really have much else to say. I just wanted to acknowledge your letter. Things haven't really been worth talking about. Mother-in-law is still a crazy tyrant, and husband and I are still trying to have a son. Nothing new, nothing worth mentioning. Glad things are going better for you. Okay, yeah, that one. Okay, how long has it been since we last wrote to each other? Feels like it's been forever. Wish you wouldn't be such a stranger. I have a 2-year-old son now. His name is Tai Hun, and he takes after his father in a lot of ways. Just started to learn to talk now. Much earlier than Ji-in did, no surprise. Ji-in is a real sweetheart. He's what reminded me of you. 2 of them had fought, so I was scolding her. I told her that I was disappointed, that I expected better from her as an older sister. Gave her the whole, responsibility speech, you know, one that Mum always used to give us. Funny, I hated that so much as a kid. Promised myself I'd never get my own child that way. Now I just think to myself, well, it worked, didn't it? Anyway, she asked me what it meant to be an older sister. I had trouble with that one. Finally, I said, it means you should be a good role model. Teach your little brother what it means to be responsible by example. Show him. That was a good enough answer for her, but I thought about it. It's not a good enough answer for me, not at all. It's you that I've been thinking of, and, you know, it turned out okay. Wish I could take back what I said and tell Jay in what I'm gonna tell you. Don't have to be perfect. You're not gonna be a good role model. And that's fine. Love you anyway, big sister, and I always will. Even if everyone is disappointed in you, even if you're not really family anymore, as far as I'm concerned, you're still my big sister. Don't have to be perfect. I love you, period. Please write back, sister. Even if you don't have good news to report, I just want to hear how you are. There's one more that Ian never sent. Gonna warn you now though, it's really intense. Are you sure you want to read it? Sure, why not? Very well, there you are, it's been added. Don't say I didn't warn you though. Okay, let's do this. I want to just make sure I've got everything on here, but yeah, unsent letter. Okay, this is Red Chat from the edit here again. Yeah. Young A was definitely not kidding about this next letter being extremely heavy, so just as a fair warning, if you don't like hearing about miscarriages and the sorts, I'll skip to the time on the screen now, because I'll admit, it definitely is it's tough to get through this letter, so yeah. Don't feel bad for skipping through this, because, yeah, as Hyunhee said, it's just like, definitely a fucked up situation, so, yeah. Dear Sunhai, you know what? Fine, I'll tell you the truth. The false alarm? It wasn't a false alarm. Didn't lie about bleeding, that was true. But was really pregnant. She had a miscarriage. Fuck. But I really was pregnant at the time. More than I let on my letters. As in morning sickness, giant belly, you can see it. I was really pregnant and bleeding. My husband brought in the doctor immediately. He asked me all sorts of questions about everything. I was fine, perfect health, no injuries, I told him. But he pulled out his instrument and started listening to my son's heartbeat. And listened, and listened. And listened. Felt like forever that he kept trying, and I couldn't understand why he couldn't find something. I knew it just had to be there. The obvious never occurred to me. He had to explain it. I'm sorry, the doctor said. There's no heartbeat. The fetus is dead. He couldn't do anything about it. It took a week for the actual miscarriage to happen. It was the worst week of my life. It was hellish. You've had 2 children. I'm sure you know that wonderful feeling you got when you realized you're with child. You know that you're going to have a baby and can feel him inside you. Imagine what it's going to look like and what it'll grow up to be. And that right now he's depending on you more than he ever will to keep him safe. You know the feeling I'm sure just the day before I had been so happy. I was going to finally have a child. I found out I could still feel him, dead but still inside me, sloshing around. The day before I thought I was filled with a beautiful life. I was actually filled with death. I had no son. What I was carrying was just a corpse, weighing me down. I wanted to feel better once I expelled it, but then I saw it, this awful bloody mess that should have been a son. It was awful, so awful. Though I saw it, my husband had to force me to wash myself because all I wanted to do was crawl into my bed and die. I didn't get out of bed for a whole month after that, save for a brief hour, so I could write to you, tell you that I wasn't pregnant. Eventually I recovered. I realized it wasn't really my fault. Eventually we started trying again. After all, what you, mum and mother-in-law have been playing is right. Being a lousy wife if after 8 years of marriage I still hadn't had a child, so we tried. And I did eventually get pregnant. Then it happened again. That was half a year ago. You're right, not perfect, but as broken as it gets. One most important thing in the world for a woman to do, and I can't. I've been pregnant twice, and you now have 2 wonderful children that you love. I've been pregnant twice. All that's happened is I've killed both of them. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why. The doctor says I didn't do anything wrong, but clearly I can't bring life into this world. The only thing I can bring is death, little sister. Today I overheard my husband talking to my mother-in-law. I'm considering taking a second wife to actually give him a child. He sounded really disappointed in me. Don't know what to do. Kill myself maybe, since killing seems to be all I can do. It'd be better for everyone. It'd be easier on my life. And you wouldn't have to worry about me being a disappointment at least. The only thing I can think of, what else can I possibly do? Fuck me. Yeah, she wasn't kidding about this being really fucking heavy. Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah, miscarriages are definitely a horrible thing to fucking go through. If you ever have gone through one, it is absolutely not your fault. Sometimes bad shit happens, even to good people. So, yeah. Okay, what has she got to say? I don't know about you, but I had a really hard time reading that the first time. Yeah, that was definitely tough to get through. Can you imagine that? Seeming as if I knew her. I didn't even know either existed when I was alive. I mean, sure, their mother mentioned that she'd had daughters before, in a sort of abstract way. She never told me so much as their names, let alone, well, anything. Anyway, none of that was my original point. My point was, now do you see what I mean? When Mute talks about a happy marriage, that's what she's talking about. Not as if I'm the only woman to have a horrible marriage. It wasn't my fault. That's what happens. It's normal. Yeah, it's a very unfortunate thing that happens. Anyway, we read through all those. Yay. Okay, well anyway, back to Mute's questions, which will hopefully be not not as many heavy topics in them. Hey, did you have any friends? After waking up from stasis, I only ever had one single friend. Oh, two I meant, now that you're here. Anyway, before it was just her, the Queen, my husband's wife, Ryo Jaehwa. I write about her a lot in my diary. I'll just show you. It's probably better if you read it for yourself. These are from right after I got married. Oh, we get some more reading to do. Yay! Okay, what have we got? Oh, block 6. We're back to here again. Dear Diary, guess it's been forever since I cared enough to write anything down. I just haven't seen much point. Since my last entry, I got married and moved into the place and lost my virginity. Apparently for a girl my age, none of these things are really all that weird. The Queen finally insisted on talking to me the night after I first slept with my dearest husband. I'd been expecting it. My sister warned me that she would probably be jealous, and I'd just have to endure it. She outranks me, and I would simply have to kowtow to her need be. I haven't had to yet, though. We had tea together, and she at least started by acting friendly. I'm sure the sister was right. Get the brunt of her anger soon enough. But today she was friendly. How are you holding up? She asked me after we finished with tea. I shrugged. Do trust me, I know how hard it can be for newlywed. I've been through it myself, but I was at least older. Probably miss your family, do you not? That's what would be expected from any good girl, so I nodded. Gets easier with time. I had no response. Sorry, am I bothering you? You can leave if you wish. I simply thought you might like some company. I wasn't sure how to respond to that either. I clasped my hands and shook my head. Just wanted to be sure, she said. There was a long pause that followed. Finally, she asked, how was last night? It surprised me that she was willing to bring up the subject, figuring that it was whatever that word is, into a vindicative, towards me, for sleeping with her husband. I shrugged as she continued. Just know you can be rough. Nobody ever talked about those duties with me. Then she smiled, and I felt almost like I could drop my guard. I had no idea what to expect my first time. Do you believe me? I'm not jealous. Nothing to be jealous of, but do tell me how it was. When you think back to last night, honestly, it was the best night I've had since waking up in the future. Everyone, my mother, my sister, and now my queen, told me that it would be bad. Be a duty and nothing more. But I honestly did love it. Would have let him keep me up all night if he had the energy for it. I guess while I was thinking about all that, I would let her a slight smile. Caught myself, but not before she noticed. Oh, did you enjoy it then? She asked, touching my arm. I jumped. Please, be at ease. This is perfectly alright too, so long as you know it's just for him. Definitely no shame in that. There is none. I tried to jump into something passive-aggressive from that, but she didn't. All she did was change the subject and said that she was really worried about me. Maybe she isn't so bad. So, you can see she was kind. She was good to me, she really was. I take it you want to know more about my marriage then? What are you interested in? Okay, well let's go husband first. I'm sorry, I'm not really ready to talk about it. Not beyond what I wrote in my diary. It's just too hard. It's not as if we had conversations. I think our relationship is one-sided. He had no idea. Anyway, here, I can give you some more. There's an entry from Jaehwa in there. She did talk to him. She was, well, a lot stronger than I was. So you can see for yourself why I admired her. And, well, just read them, right? Okay, well, we'll also to talk about them, then you're in luck. She is in all these entries. She was really the only thing in my life worth writing about for the most part. There's one thing in that she wrote herself about our husband, and you can see it for yourself. She's a lot stronger than I ever was. So you can see for yourself why I admired her. And we'll just read them, alright? Okay, will do. I mean, we've been snooping around this entire time, so... Dear Diary, attending my husband has been easier than I was afraid it would be. Yes, there's days when it requires more strength than usual to keep going. Still getting increasingly more sick. Nothing will change that, but it's not so bad really. All I have to do is dote on him and try to anticipate his desires. And he's happy with me. No abuse or anything. Sure, it's not as if I like him. He's an ugly 40-year-old man who cares only about politics and never tells me anything. Love, well, that's certainly no concern. I don't know where I ever got the impression that was something that could happen in marriage. Thought it was something from the past, but, well, I was young before I got put in stasis. Must have been a mistake of childhood. But so long as I do as I'm told, I'm not mistreated, like I was by my sister. And sleeping with him feels good. Really hope I don't get pregnant soon. I don't want that to stop. Doing that is really the only thing that makes me actually happy these days. Well, that and Jay who has talks with me. She keeps me company when I stay up to wait for his return. She fetches servants to take me to bed. On those days I'm too feverish to sit for too long. And she just talks to me, as if I'm a friend. Really don't understand why, but I guess she really doesn't hate me after all. Do let me tell you, she said one evening, while she brushed my hair. I always wanted a little sister growing up. That's how I think of you. Does that make sense? She shrugged. Or I shrugged. It was nice of her, and it felt so relaxing to let her touch my hair like that. I wasn't waiting for a response anyway. By now, she knows better. She just keeps talking kindly to me. The more she lives in my house, the more I'm confused by the mystery that is the pale bride. I wonder why my husband has been favouring the Kim family lately. Daughter seems to be the perfect woman. She's not simply a pale beauty. She's always too shy to speak at all, let alone argue. Seems to hang off his every word, and turns out it is actually so completely humble in her education that she cannot even read. Rather, she cannot read normal characters. I was so to writing to myself, and perhaps what may be a diary. When I asked what it was, she wouldn't say, but was quick to hide it. Could not recognize a single character on her screen, however. Seems simple compared to regular writing. But she has invented a writing system just for herself. It's very strange. Did you ever receive those letters I sent to your home before your ride? I asked her, curious. Seemingly she did. Did you read them? Her response was worried, as if she was scared that I would be angry to find out that she hadn't. I was not, of course. I'm sorry, I assumed you... Are you able to read? That was when I found out that she wasn't. I offered to read them to her, to which she seemed quite enthusiastic. I think I'm likely to leave out some parts, however. I had enough difficulty bringing myself to writing the more embarrassing parts of the family history. Bringing myself to talk about them, even if I know she would never say anything, just far too much. Like all things with her, I cannot tell whether her enthusiasm is sincere or an effort to make me happy. This troubles me. Of course I wasn't literate. I could read just fine, just not those stupid Chinese-based characters. I mean, I can understand them now. Everything sent for my diary entries is translated from them. It's such a dumb way of writing, though. Makes everything come out so stilted compared to proper Korean. Well, anyway, you showed me that because you're interested in those, right? Yeah. Then here, I'll give you the letters she sent. I gave all the details, even the ones she was too embarrassed to tell me about at the time. You can probably guess what part she cut out. pretty obvious. It's the incest part thing that she never told me about at the time. I read about it now, I don't really blame her. And, well, here, you can see what I mean for yourself. Okay, so we got some more stuff by the sounds of it. Or maybe not. Because, yeah, I'm assuming she was mentioning about these, which we already got, so... Okay, anyway, back to these ones. Dear Diary, thinking a lot about how close my death must be now. Lately I've been getting prone to fainting spells. It probably goes right along with my diminishing appetite. Doctor from the past was right. I've still got over a year left to live. Maybe more. Said it wasn't very likely to get bad enough to kill me until I was at least 18. Although maybe all those years in stasis might have changed that, I don't know. But if he was right, and I haven't lost track of time, I'm 16 and a half right now. So there's still a while. Been trying to hide the signs of sickness, even if I could explain. I know full well that nobody would believe me so far. Hiding it has been mostly working, though I did have one of my fainting spells while my husband was on top of me. He wasn't angry at me, though. Don't think he cared. No, all I write about these days is sex with my husband and conversation with his wife. Kim family would be proud, I guess. But those two things are all that's really worthwhile in my life. I have other responsibilities, of course. They're just not that interesting. And that's about it. Anyway, the Queen has continued to be nice to me. Finally... that's what she... Yeah, didn't mean to skip. She finally figured it out. We were having tea together one afternoon. She was talking about nothing in particular, and she asked me some questions that I just shrugged to. I hope you do not take this the wrong way, she then said, but there is something I would like to ask you. I nodded. Don't think you ever heard your voice before. I nodded again. Why don't you ever speak to me? Are you just saving that for the Emperor? I didn't know how to respond. She was so close to bringing up the subject I wasn't able to. Yet that wasn't the right question, so I shook my head and hoped that the next question would be. And it was. And Hyane, she said uncertainly, are you mute? I felt like screaming yes at the top of my lungs. I was so happy that she finally figured it out. I smiled and was able to nod enthusiastically, but suddenly I stopped. What if she thought less of me if I said yes? She knew that the reason I was so quiet and demure wasn't because of any sort of discipline. Those were the things people liked about me. Would she stop liking me if she knew? What if she told my husband? I was so terrified. I couldn't think of any correct answer. If I said no, I'm sure she wouldn't ask to hear my voice sounded like, and I'd be forced to disobey. If I nodded, then she'd know I wasn't really trying hard to be a good wife. I'm sure she would talk to my husband about it, so he'd know too. But while I stared at her in terror, thinking of how to respond, she sighed and sipped her tea. Don't worry about it, she said. Don't have to answer. Please, do forget that I ever even asked. No, nobody ever noticed that until her. Nobody cared. Nobody ever thought of it, or cared enough about me to find out. But she did care. She actually paid attention. She was great. Well, that's one more thing to add to a list of illnesses. Concerned over the pale bride's condition has grown lately. She has seemed to grow even quieter. If such a thing is possible for a mute girl. Well, perhaps saying she is mute is an assumption too far on my part. Tried asking her directly, but she seemed too scared to answer. Simply makes me more suspicious, and I should like to know why. Addressed my husband on the matter, telling him that I wish to speak to the woman of the Kim family house, see if I can find out what is wrong. Shrugged me off, saying, "Don't. They're valuable subjects. Son is someone I have my eye on in particular. Politics of this situation are far too delicate for you to be meddling with." Clear my throat. Might be both my husband and emperor, but I would not let that stop me from being bold. "My dear husband, I don't care," said flatly. "I'm worried about the girl. I believe that talking to her mother might shed some light on the matter. Son is of no concern to me." "I don't see why it matters. She's the perfect woman." "Why, are you jealous?" said, rolling his eyes at me, gesture that he's only been able to use on me and his servants ever since becoming emperor. Maybe he had the patience for it when he was a child. I don't have it now either. Inho. "Dearest, do you believe that the well-being of your wife is a political matter, or even an external matter?" I asked. He didn't. He would say, "So would you say it's a domestic matter?" I asked. Reluctantly agreed. "Then as a domestic matter, it is the responsibility of the woman of the house, is it not? Please tell me. You are obviously more well-read in the classics than I am," I said, both of us knowing he wasn't. "Fine," he said. "But just because it is your responsibility does not mean I can't overrule you." He left silent the follow-up. "I don't have to take this from you." "You do know that my concerns are valid, though," I replied. "If you valid my opinion, you'll let me speak to the Kim mother." There was a pause, then he raised his hand in annoyance. "Very well, do it. It's woman's business. I don't want a part in it, regardless." Then he shook his head. "Why must all our conversation be arguments?" Smiled to him and left. He already knows the answer. I never knew about that when we were alive. Like most things, I only found out after I took over the ship's computer. Just amazes me even more. Look at her. She's a woman who actually stood up to a man and won. She wasn't clumsy like I was. She knew how to work it from her position. Isn't that so amazing? Okay, well, next letter and last letter for now. You always forget how terrible it is to cry yourself to sleep until it happens. The ultimate feeling of helplessness. But what's new there, right? I just miss her, even if she scared me. I miss her so damn much. Jihara was the only one who was sympathetic to me. Why did she have to die? Is that my fate? Anything that makes whatever short life I have left bearable must go on. Fate just hates me, I've decided. Don't know what killed her. I overheard one of the servants saying that the doctor claimed it was too much for her, causing an excess of wood in the spleen, which he claimed to be a common and oversensitive woman. I was baffled by the absurdity at the time, still now. My only friend is dead, and her diagnosis is absolutely insane. What do you say to something like that? Well, I guess it's not like I need to worry about knowing what to say. But in light of that, it doesn't surprise me that nobody ever believed I was sick. With medicine that stupid. Why would they? All they do is reinforce how hopeless everything is. I just constantly wonder, why did my father or my own doctor think that people would be smarter in the future, that medicine would be better? Sam has been helping me get through all the funeral stuff. Well, I mean, she's been guiding me through the rites, practically doing them for me. Really, I'm so weak and so stunned that I don't even know how I've been getting out of bed. I couldn't describe any of the ceremony. It's all a blur. There's been lots of a black dress. I suppose that's my only impression. And crying. Also crying for me. Hey, look, please, do you trust me? I'll try. Please understand my position at the time. The world was so small, and I've just lost my only friend. Then give you my last two diary entries. They have the whole story. Just please don't judge me while you read them, please. Well, okay, let's do this. Dear Diary, I always forget how terrible it is to cry yourself to sleep until... Okay, I think I'd already read through this. Okay, yes, these ones. I don't know why I went back one. Okay, anyway. Dear Diary, this sounds so pathetic to say. Try rewriting this a million times just to make it sound less pathetic for me. And I simply cannot. There were two things that made my life worthwhile. Two things that made this last year before I died be bearable. First was Jayhua's company, being the only person that was friendly to me. Second is sharing a bed with my husband. Past few months, that's what I've been saving all my energy for. A brief precious half hour every few nights, where I feel fulfilled. If only in the most literal sense. It's the most lovely feeling. Now I'll never feel it again. Two things making my last year of life worth living gone forever. Past few nights I've been trying to get the Emperor's attention in that way, playing silently for his affections. No luck. Fourth day, or was it the fifth day, finally took me aside and said, painful annoyance in his voice, "No, stop that. It's completely inappropriate. It's supposed to be a morning. Show some damn chastity. Or do you have no respect for my wife and your queen at all?" He snapped. A little confused, he just lectured me. When I cried, he sighed, held me tightly, then left the room. I haven't spoken to him since, but later that day, my son came into my room with good news. I was to go visit my family for a couple of months, while the house is in mourning for Jaehua. I couldn't argue, of course, even if I was able to. So, just like that, I was sent back to hell. I was dressed in the usual veil, so nobody would see my face. So I escorted back to the camp house in the middle of the night. Mother and father were there, briefly to greet me, and in spite of how I feel about them, I put on my bravest smile and bowed, nodded politely to their questions about how I was doing. Then they had to go to bed, and leaving me alone with my sister. Young Suk was nowhere to be seen. "Hi," she said. "Never thought you'd end up visiting us again so soon." I shrugged. "Well, let's have some tea. It's just us still around," she said. I nodded. Seemed like a good enough idea. There was a pause. "Well, go make it," she snapped, removing any doubt that she might treat me with any sort of friendliness. Of course I made the tea. Don't disobey her anymore. "Thanks," she said. "So, young Suk is out, attending to official business at the moment. But you should avoid him. Still angry at you because father-in-law finds you more important to the family than his own son. Can you blame him?" I had no idea what she was talking about, and she just continued. "So you really shouldn't talk to him. Oh, I guess you can't really do that, can you?" "Well, you know what I mean." Yes, I knew exactly what she meant. "Surprised you're back so soon, though, especially now that you don't have to share your husband. Does that mean you're the primary wife now?" "I don't know. Does that make you queen?" "Oh, what great fortune you have. Father-in-law must be so proud of you." I stared at her, wishing nothing more than to be able to kill her through sheer force of rage. How could she possibly say something so awful? My only friend was dead, and here she was taunting me. What an awful thing to do. But I couldn't hate her to death, no matter how much I tried. So instead, I tried holding back angry tears. To hide my weakness, I couldn't do that either. Just please, keep reading. Okay, well, on to the last letter then. I'll kill them all. Dear Diary, I was far too feverish to do any real cooking, so my servant was doing all the work for me that night. Father came in, I think he was drunk, maybe just tired or stupid. "No, child," he said to me, "you're out to be a wonderful daughter." I was shocked to hear him say that, and waved my servant out of the kitchen. I never heard even the slightest indication of that before. But at the briefest moment, it even made me happy to hear that. That surprised me, that I actually felt that way. As a kid, I never would have wanted his approval, so why now? Continued to make me wonder when he asked, "Do you remember what you were like as a child?" I nodded, but I wasn't certain I did. You were so temperamental. You argued all the time. You didn't want to get married when the time came. You just didn't even know your place, you know. That's right, I didn't. That was back then, when I thought there was a point to being defiant. Why was that, I wondered. Yeah, that's the part that amazes me now. Trying to think of a reason why I might want to be defiant. Well, I valued independence and at first I couldn't even think of anything. I had forgotten entirely. Doing too young sook, but it really just scared me. You were always the family's best hope for prosperity. But that attitude of yours, though I'd never managed to disavow you for those crazy uncivilized ideas of yours, he said. While I tried to think of what they were. There were times I thought it was a mistake to have hatched you, but you came through. Really did. I know it must have been painful, but I'm proud of you. Then he patted me on the head. Turned out to be a good girl. That's all I wanted to say. It was hard raising you to be a proper woman. You turned out to be perfect. Thank you, he said. I stayed speechless, and I tried to remember what crazy uncivilized ideas he was talking about. Thinking back to those days, back to before I was frozen, tried to remember. I had dreams of what adulthood would be, but they were so unimaginably different from what the reality turned out to be that they seemed impossible. Completely impossible. Nothing more than childhood fantasies without a shred of realism. I tried to think of what they were to imagine them. Those dreams I was strong and independent. I wasn't just a wife in those dreams. I had a job, working as a ship's engineer, following in the footsteps of my father, my real father. I wasn't married in those dreams. I was happy just to go on dates with boys my age, choose plaza and fall in love before making any commitments. I dreamed of being free. The more I thought about it, the more I was certain that's what those dreams were about. It's what I wanted. My father, Kim Jong-soo, had made sure to disavow me of those notions. Learn to stop arguing, stop trying to fight, stop dreaming of those things. In other words, I learned how to be a proper woman. And he was proud of that. Proud of destroying my dreams. Now I would die under the house of that man. Silent, broken, hopeless, and unloved. I was overwhelmed by the strongest feeling I had ever felt in my life. Deepest bitterness, the most powerful resentment I could imagine. I looked at the knife near my hand and wondered, could I kill him before I died? Could I at least have justice? I tried lifting the knife. My hand twitched, and it was too hard to keep a grip. I was just too weak. I'd never be able to do it. He smiled at me and said, "Sorry, please go ahead and keep cooking. I won't distract you anymore." And just as he was about to go out the door, he asked, "Take care of yourself." At that moment, I felt that I would. I wouldn't worry anymore about all these people who would hurt me. I'd take care of myself. Couldn't stab him to death, I was too weak for that. Then I remembered that there were other ways. The disabled life support, I can kill him. And all the others too. It'd be quick and it'd be easy. No, a single one of them don't deserve it. All I need to do is disable the admin password. It's perfect. Well, so, there you are then. You know, it's true. I did do what she said I did. I'm not gonna lie. I really wish you'd never met her. Wish she'd never said anything to you. Just thought it'd be so nice the way things were with us before. Things started out so well. I got to be cheery for the first time in my life since I was a child. Talking about actual romantic things together, and just, having someone there to talk to. Someone who wasn't interested in shutting me up. But now, well, please, you read my diary. You have to know it's not. You have to understand, right? Even if you think what I did was wrong. Look, I've never really been dishonest with you. Fine, I lied about being an AI, but I told you the truth. I could have deceived you, but I didn't. Please, you still trust me, right? Never really lied to you. Not seriously. You don't have to think what I did was acceptable, but please tell me you trust me. Sure, I trust you. You do? Really? Oh my word. I mean, of course, I'm sorry. I should have had faith in you. I really should have. Really bad at this, but thank you. Thank you so much. I can't believe I ever even doubted you for a second. Look, that means a lot to me. It means so much. I mean, I'm sure what I did wasn't right. I know. Sure you don't think it was. I just want you to understand, alright? When someone as good to me as you've been, I want you to at least please understand. You don't have to just hear me out. Sure. Thank you so much. You're a really good person, much better than me. Thank you. And very well, it's probably just better if I show you. The data block that contains all the logs that matter, but my family encrypted it because, well, should be obvious why you read it. You need to drop to the terminal and type decrypt block 7. Let me know once you've done that and I'll show you. Okay, well I guess we're doing that then. Yeah man, we've been going through a lot of these. Okay, there we go. Done that. Very well. It's really hard for me to read. I haven't seen mine since I wrote them, and I haven't seen my family as well, ever. Well, I think I found them. Here, I've added some. Just please read them. If you want to know the whole story, those entries will explain. Oh, why do I have a bad feeling about this? Hey, block 7. Nightmarish Bride. Let's start from the top. Is that in the year I spent visiting my parents, everything has gone to hell in my husband's family without his knowing. Clearly I never should have left. He has an idea, but he doesn't understand just how bad things have gone. When I left, it all seemed under control. Pale Bride would be of the right age to be married to the Emperor soon enough. We would be able to use that connection to bring favor to the family. A good plan, except it turns out the Pale Bride is not even close to ready for marriage age. Age has nothing to do with it, it's the maturity that she lacks. When she first awoke, right before I left, she seemed a little confused, but that was wholly unexpected. She had a whole new family to get accustomed to. It seemed obvious enough that anyone born so far in the past would have some difficulty adjusting to modern life. Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like modern life. It seems they went far, far, far back than that. At least in ways of life. But this is far beyond that. There's something simply wrong with that child. When I got back, this first thing young Sook's wife did was tell me all about how sorry she was for not being able to control the child. Rolled my eyes, as if a grown woman couldn't handle someone of her age. How are you going to raise my grandson like that? I asked. She was quiet and let me see the Pale Bride for myself. First time I saw young Sook try to get her to do something as simple as sort out his laundry, he wasn't just disobedient, she was openly defiant. When I stepped in to admonish her, it had absolutely no effect. All she did was argue back at me. I tried every approach I could think of, appealing to piety, explaining how important virtue obedience was, even trying to appeal to sentimentality. Everything. Just kept saying the same thing, that wasn't fair to make her do it. It's the obvious concern, and it's what I said to her. Are you going to tell your husband he's going to be fair when he wants something from you? Thought that would put some sense into her, but no, she just answered yes. No way this unruly child could possibly be marriageable. Not like this. She'd been sent back within a day, and with good reason. What man could possibly want a nightmare like her in his life? Yeah. Mother, huh? I don't really know what to say about her, even now. This is the first time I've read what she wrote, and it's just, well, there's more. Here, read them for yourself. On to the next one. Mother. Dear Diary, good news is health-wise I seem to be doing much better this month. Sure, this isn't a permanent thing. It's happened before. Can't really remember how the doctor was from the past explained it anymore, but he said it was pretty normal, and not something to get my hopes up about. Still, some days this month I actually had enough energy to want to move around. Now I can move around, of course. Can't leave the house. Good girl shouldn't. It's what everyone keeps saying, but I have the energy to, at least, and that's something. Big news is that the woman who's supposed to be my adopted mother came back. Didn't really see her much before she left. I might as well have been meeting a new person. Wish I could say I had high hopes for her. That I had thought that maybe she'd be fine. That was a lie, though. Knew she was as bad as the rest the moment I saw her. She was, of course, she was. She's even worse than sister-in-law. She gives those awful lectures. Can't even describe them. They're horrible. She's that horrible. On to the next one, independent woman. So worried, why don't you just explain everything to her, simply and rationally? Jung-soo asked me. The answer was obvious. She's a woman. We're not particularly rational, he said. Well, he said, you know what I mean. I could hardly do it, but coming from a woman, perhaps she will understand that it's all for her own good. Maybe I was doubting it. But I tried anyway. She took her time arriving after I summoned her to my room. Can we speak? I asked her, trying to keep my voice calm. She glared and snapped. Fine. I asked her to sit down, but she refused. Look, I said, trying to speak to her as an equal. I still didn't think my husband was right, but it was worth trying. We told you rather be called Hyane. Is that right? She said yes bitterly, not giving much to go off. It's a very pretty name, I said. Thanks, she said. Her voice was still unfriendly. Parents gave it to me, I said. Well, I said, you must miss them very much. She nodded. I don't understand, Hyane. Were you so difficult with them too? No, she said. They were nice. They actually cared about me. They're nothing like you people. I sighed. I care about you, Hyane. You're part of the family. You're Kim. Your parents are our ancestors, and I know that they think it's very important that we raise you right. You want to be a bad and daughter. Treat us without any respect, well, you wouldn't be the first. Do you really think any old woman like me really cares that much about your opinions on me? I thought maybe I'd try appealing to her selfishness. Her marriage is important to the family, but clearly she doesn't care about priority. Is she all worried about? Do you think any husband is really going to put up with the way you are even for a second? She kept glaring at me. So what do you keep talking about? Marriage, marriage, marriage. I'm 14. 14 years old. What's wrong with you? Why does everything have to be about some man? Why do I have to marry somebody that you picked? She screamed at me. Remain calm. Going to be a real concubine, Hyane. We're not dumping you off on just anyone. There's no better man. Don't know who are always engaged in the past, but your parents would do the same if they could. It's what's best for you. They would want this. No, they wouldn't, she shrieked. They wanted me to grow up. They wanted me to be an independent woman. That's what Mum and Dad thought was important. Don't want to be a concubine. Don't care about marriage. Independent woman? They want you to be a whore? I asked. My patience ran as thin as anyone's would be. Didn't believe for a second my husband's ancestors were the monsters she was making them out to be. I was sick of does. Get out, snapped to her. Just get out. Are you sure? Are you just showing me that because you want to see more from her? Yeah. Oh, well, in that case, there's nothing I can do. She didn't really write about me that much. There's nothing else of hers in here that's really relevant. Seen it all. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think I want to read much from her. It was one big fight I had with her. One that changed everything. One I finally lost. Dari makes it sound really dramatic. I know, I was young at the time, but it really was. Just read it. It's exactly how it went. Yeah. Okay, new anxiety. Dearest mother, my mother-in-law has relieved me of any responsibility for looking after the pale bride. As a matter of pride, I feel bad for that a simple child is too much for me to handle. But I'm certainly glad she's not my problem anymore. Now I can put my undivided attention back where it belongs, to my husband and his ambitions. Tell me though, Mother, because I know we didn't always get along that well. I was never that bad, was I? Sure, we were both happy when I moved out. Well, perhaps I wasn't happy right away. I'm more scared, but I'm sure you were relieved to have some space. But you would have never given up on me, right? I was never that bad, was I? Deep down I worry. My husband seems content to take his time to have children, which is a decision I can certainly live with. But what about when we do? What if we have a daughter? Will I fail with her too? I've been telling myself that it's not me, it's her. She's a peculiarly unruly child, but it's not ordinarily that bad. It's not, right? Please tell me you have nothing to worry about. Please. You know, I never did like her. When I woke up, she was just this awful person who kept saying the most awful things. Never as bad as her mother, but still. I didn't read any of her letters when I was alive, of course, but you know what really surprised me? It made such an awful impression on my life. I hated her the most for so long. She barely ever mentioned me. All my suffering was just a minor distraction to her. Nothing more insignificant compared to a man. There's one more from her that you should read. Don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about her. Just one thing that I keep thinking though. Just one thing. No idea what her name was. Oh yeah, because it's just Young Sock's wife. Checking. Okay, we're slowly filling this thing out. My last stand. Dear Diary, everything managed to spiral out of control so quickly today. I wasn't planning on it happening this way, but here's the point where I make my stand. I guess. It sounds dramatic, but I won't let them marry me off to some stranger. I won't let them. Just before dinner yesterday, Mother told me that I had to do an interview with some man. The Emperor, I guess, for all I care. The way she put it was, I'd get a chance to see that he's a man you can fall in love with, or something like that. As if. I said in response, and I spent the rest of the evening thinking about what I could possibly do to make it clear I wouldn't let him do this. This morning, after breakfast, sister-in-law showed up in the room. Good morning, she said. Today's a big day for you, isn't it? Mother-in-law wanted me to help you get dressed and all made up. You want to make a good first impression, after all. I glared at her and summoned up all my courage. No, I said. What, she asked? No, I'm not going. She left and Mother came in. This was it, I told myself. This was the big moment. Not going, I said, before she could say anything. I'm not going to get dressed up. I'm not going to meet him. I'm definitely not going to get married, I shouted. For a moment she said nothing and didn't move. Then she left too without saying a word. Thought that would feel good, but it didn't. Just made me worry more. Couldn't have possibly won that easily, I thought. And I hadn't, of course. After a few minutes, she returned with father, who looked incredibly angry. Min Jung says you're refusing to get ready for your interview, he said. Yeah, I stammered. No use to talking to him. I won't go, and I won't get married. Walked over in just 2 strides and glared at me for a second. I had no idea what he was going to do to me. Then he slapped me across the face so hard it knocked me over. Yes, you will, he said. I'll drag you kicking and screaming if I had to. My face was in so much pain I forced myself to sit back up. I won't, I said, bracing myself for him to hit me again. He did. Yes, you will, he said. Couldn't keep this up. It really hurt so much. I couldn't just breathe that out. Then it came to me. Make me do the interview, I said. I'll tell the Emperor you've been conspiring behind his back. It's all I can think of, and all I can do was cross my mind. I'll cross my fingers and hope that the threat worked. It had to. He glared at me, and in that moment I knew it worked. The 2 of them looked at each other, and then they both looked together. That was 3 hours ago. Don't know what's going to happen now, and I think my face is swollen. It still hurts, and I didn't want it to go that way. So that's me making my stand. Yeah, this family is definitely fucked up. I'll get to that, but for now, please just look at everything else first. Drastic measures. Hellbride picked up the worst of all possible days to throw another one of her childish fits, refusing to even get dressed for an interview. This one was with the Emperor himself. Not even my husband was able to get her to listen. I had to personally apologize himself for not being able to bring her as scheduled and lied about sudden illness. You have to do something about her, I said to my husband that evening. Completely out of control. I know, he said. That is quite clear. He looked so worried. I hugged him and tried to comfort him. Everything would fall apart if something couldn't be done. She threatened to say something stupid and dangerous to the Emperor. We're both scared that she might. Maybe it's time to consider doing something drastic, I said to him. He nodded. I know, he said. I can only think of one idea. I do not like it. I'd rather not. Even hitting her was far worse than I would have wanted. He explained his idea to me, and I agreed that it was terrible, and I didn't like it either. But it would stop her from arguing, stop her from ruining his life. Husband was, as always, right. There was only one way. I don't like it. Hey, again, it's Red Shirt from the Edit here. Hopefully this will be the final trigger warning for this series. Yeah, again, another rough read-through, but yeah, all I'll say is, there's, next, note, letter, whatever the fuck you want to call it, yeah, they found a way of loosening her tongue in a very brutal way to stop her from acting out again. So, as always, if, something like that doesn't sound great to you and might upset you, please feel free to skip through this next one, because as with the time on the screen as always, because yeah, it's extremely fucked up. Peace at last. Recently the pale bride's temperament has improved immensely. It isn't simply that she's now quiet, it's that she's actually respectful and calmer. And after rescheduling, she had an interview with the Emperor, and he was actually quite charmed with her. Just so happened for her own sake, she has finally stopped resisting the marriage. It's all come together now. The day has been set for when she'll be sent to live with him. And meanwhile, things at home have been peaceful again for everyone. Actually, it's better than just that. It's been spending more time with her own free will. Giving her advice for coping with marriage, and now the girl actually listened politely. Otherwise, there is little else to write about. I wish there had been a better way to get her behaved, but in the end, it seems to be working. Yeah. I still can't imagine how awful it must have been if she ever refused to leave the house and simply made life hell for us, or worse. She got sent off and tried to pull any of that on her husband. got sent back for sure. Maybe now things will finally start to come together for the family. Must admit, for a time I doubted the optimism that Jiangsu expressed in the 319th year, but now it seems that he was right all along. What a relief. Her own free will. I can't believe she actually said that. It's wrong. It's completely wrong. Can't believe she could have possibly thought that. Just unbelievable. New promise. Dearest mother, today the pale bride finally left home to live with her new husband. She isn't a primary wife. There was no fanfare or ceremony for her departure itself. So instead, last night we had a special big feast to commemorate. No, I have said bad things about her before, but not just that I was happy to see her gone. She's been better since mother and father-in-law managed to get her to keep quiet. Thought of it still leaves me really uncomfortable. She was always just a confused child. I hate the fact that my family considers her so important and neglects my husband and I certainly. And I certainly hate for her not appreciating the status and fighting it. The fact that she doesn't understand the world, I can feel that for that. Not like I always understood myself. Regardless, it went very well. Big Feast was my idea and she was happy to help with the cooking. Earlier she had spent the afternoon getting ready the dress she was going to wear when she arrived with mother-in-law. She seemed rather anxious about it. While we cooked, I opened the wine early and poured it for her. I think she needed it. Told her the same story I told you a while ago, about how scared I was when I first moved in. Seemed as though it was a lifetime ago, and yet, despite all the strangeness I have grown so accustomed to, eventually grew to love him. Promised her just as she promised me all those years ago. Appreciate how good you'll have it. You read almost everything now. I know you've had faith in me, and I promise. Promise it hasn't been misplaced. It's just one more thing. Don't think you'll be surprised. You seem smart, I'm sure. Sure you guessed what it is. Still, go ahead. Ask it. Ask me the obvious question. Oh, is it going to be the last question on the thing? Yeah, there's still one missing there, but... yeah, you asked the obvious question, huh? Why did you kill all those people? Why did I kill them? Here, you want to know what made me look at my father's face and be filled with so much hatred? Want to know how I could possibly think my whole family deserved to die? Haven't already guessed? Here's my last diary entry. Just, I can't say it for myself. Can't bring myself to even now. Please, just read it. I have a feeling I know where this is going. As to how she became mute. I get the forever silenced. I have a feeling I know where this is going. Dear diary. The evening where everything went wrong. Well, I thought I was going to win with my adopted parents. Well, I didn't. I lost. Making my stand, I wrote just hours before it happened. Yeah, right. I got called into the kitchen, they were both there. On the stove burners, there was a knife. Thought it was a little odd, but I didn't care. Father stared at me and said, fighting needs to end now. He was so sure of himself. Of course he was. He had every reason to be, but I stubbornly stood my ground. I said no. Don't want to hurt you, he lied. Just promise to be less argumentative, and this can end peacefully. But I just had to fight back. I just had to say no. I just had to remind him. I wasn't joking. I really will tell the Emperor that you hurt me, and that you plotted against him. No, he said. You won't. Mentioned it to my mother and said, bring her over. Grabbed me and I tried to dig my feet in, but it didn't work. Father pinned me against the wall with his whole body. I kicked and screamed, desperately trying to get free. But it was no use. He was big, and I was small and sick and weak and frail. Then he grabbed a knife from the stove. I shrieked in horror. No, I screamed. Don't. Then Mother grabbed my mouth and held it open. I tried to keep screaming, but I was powerless and terrified. When he raised the knife towards me, I thought he was going to kill me. It was worse. Next thing I knew, I could taste disgusting flesh. He stuck his fingers into my mouth and pulled. I'm sorry, Mother said. Then briefly I could taste the steel. Then nothing but blood. All I could taste was so much blood. Nothing but blood. Finally they both let go of me and I collapsed onto the floor. Why, I wanted to say, but couldn't. Blacked out from the pain after that. But just before I did, I could swear I could hear Father say, "You will not ever argue with any man again." He was right, of course. Fuck me, man. Just when I thought we were done with all the horrible shit, it just keeps on getting fucking worse. Jesus fucking Christ. That's why. That's why I gave up. That's why I wanted to kill them so much. That's... Sorry. It's really hard to talk about. It's just... I'll try. I'm sorry. I told you it makes sense, right? That there was a good reason. Please tell me you don't think I've let you down. Yeah, you haven't. I haven't? Don't mean you mean you understand then? Yeah, of course. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That really means so much to me. I'm so glad. Don't know what I'd do if you didn't think. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I was terrified. So terrified. Thought you might not. So glad. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, shit. Okay, well, let's speak to her. Alright, I really strong feelings about, not like I've been pouring my heart out. Really think could you have, jeez, I'm in love with you. I finally said it. This is so embarrassing. No, that's being really silly, right? Yeah, jeez. I'm sure I know what you're thinking, right? You think this is so ridiculous. I mean, I shouldn't really be doing this as she is technically 16, so... Yeah, no, not at all. You don't? Well, that's why I'm in love, because she managed to happily surprise me every time. I never thought that I would find someone who understands me, someone who listens, who would hear my story and doesn't hate me. You really have been wonderful. I know it's a lot to spring on someone just like that, and don't even know if you're even a man or a sort of woman who wouldn't have a problem with that. I'm still unmarried. If you are, do you think we might have a chance together? Even just a chance. I want to go with no first. Just because it feels kind of gross. Because she's 16. Even though she's been alive for several hundreds of years. It's almost like that anime trope where the anime character is like a 10-year-old, but like some sort of like vampire or magical being who's been alive for like 1,000 fucking years or whatever. Still fucking gross. As well, long shot, I know. I'm not mad at you or anything. Just, I had to say it. If you can understand everything I've told you, I'm sure you can understand that. Been holding that in for a while. It's just, cheers, anyway. It's fine, forget about it. Anyway, there was something else I wanted to ask you. It doesn't have to be as your wife or anything. I understand you don't want that. But will you please take me with you, just as, what's the word? Can't think of it. What's the word for a good friend? Except female. I'm drawing a blank here. Oh, whatever it is, I just mean like that. Can you just take me with you as a passenger? Sure, why not? Cause I mean, we're gonna be downloading everything, might as well download the AI as well. Thank you so much. I hope I don't sound ungrateful. I mean, we can maybe hopefully get some more information out of her. And if you don't feel the same way about me, still the best thing anyone's ever done for me. So, bro, I'll decompile myself now. That way you can just download, you can just drop to the terminal and type download to copy everything to your ship. Delete myself. Should take a few days to do a complete transfer. I'll see you soon, alright? And really, thank you. Well, I guess that's the end then. At least for this route. Oh, and yeah. Okay, bye bye. Oh, wait. Download here and additional logs. Oh. Yes, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Now we can transfer. I didn't completely read it. Oh, and there she is. My little spaceship. But yeah, that was one of the endings. Oh man, but we definitely found a lot more stuff on that and actually found out why she did what she did, and rightfully fucking so, because Jesus Christ. Just when I thought the other family was fucking bad for doing all the pedophile shit. And they had to go around and cut out the tongue of their adopted daughter. Okay, yeah, we done that. This one just got another job, the woman, yada yada, we already done all that, so. Ending 1, completion rate 94%. 2, completion rate 95%. I'm wondering what I'm missing then. Just got an achievement for that ending. It's friend zoned. I mean, probably the best outcome for that one, seeing as, again, she is 16, but still shouldn't be friends with a 16-year-old. I mean, depending on how old my character is, if I'm closer to her age, maybe like 19, 20, maybe, but if I'm any older than that, then, yeah, probably not.